The core problem is probably the final episode of Star Wars Resistance before the show catches up to The Force Awakens. It starts with a visit from Poe, who is stopped by the station to pick up BB-8, claiming that he's going to head to Jakku the very next day. By the way, if you want some nice connectivity, the 26th issue of the Poe Dameron comic mentions that Poe had to make a detour to pick up his droid before Jakku, and now we know that was this bit on the Colossus. Before he heads back to the Resistance, Kaz shows him the First Order intelligence he got when he went undercover last week. They question why the First Order wants the Colossus so much, because it's not even the biggest refueling platform around, which I think could further hint towards the station being a submerged space station, and they decide to check out one of the systems on the map. They find several damaged but not completely destroyed planets, and note that the star itself is missing. Obviously, this was some sort of test of Starkiller Base. It reminds me of the Death Star's single reactor ignition on Jedha. As they continue to explore, they find a faint signal on an intact planet in the midst of some abandoned ruins. The population has been wiped out, and my best guess is that they saw Starkiller Base, and when the weapon failed to destroy every planet in the system, the First Order had to go in and do it manually. Not to toot my own horn, but in the mid-season trailer breakdown I guessed that these ruins and this planet would be Tahar, Ayla and Kel's home. There's a single brief shot of a familiar-looking symbol on the ruins, and what do you know, it's the same symbol Kel and Ayla can be seen wearing. I'm willing to bet that stuffed doll Kaz recovers is Ayla's, and she'll hopefully get it back soon. Way back at the start of the season, they claimed their village was destroyed by Kylo Ren, and now I'm back to speculating, but I think this is more evidence that we already saw the attack on their home during Rey's vision in The Force Awakens. It's nearly impossible to tell thanks to all the rain, but I think it would be a cool connection. It's also possible the motives behind the attack weren't just because they were witnesses, but maybe Kylo was hunting Force sensitives. We know Ayla has at least some Force abilities, and maybe the ruins on Tahar are related to the Jedi, or even some new belief system. But back to the story at hand, Poe and Kaz don't get to explore the ruins very long because they alert a First Order probe droid, which then gets a distress signal out to Major Von Reg and a squadron of TIE fighters. Poe and Kaz escape, swap out their droids, and part ways. Kaz makes it home, arousing the suspicions of Tam, who is clearly starting to get frustrated at being on the outside. She knows something is going on with Kaz, and she knows Yeager is in on it, and she knows they don't trust her to know the truth, probably because she isn't exactly all the way against the First Order. I wonder if her suspicions will lead her to accidentally betray Team Fireball down the line. I could see that, or she could simply be mistaken as the spy, leading to her arrest, as seen in the mid-season trailer. That might be next week's episode titled The Disappeared, the description of which reads, Kaz and Torra investigate the disappearance of a friend and plan to free them from the First Order. Whatever the case, I'm very excited for Resistance to get beyond The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. The core problem was fine. It had some laughs and some decent action, but a lot of it just seemed to pad out a story that, in the end, didn't move things forward as much as previous episodes. Something I've brought up before is the frustration of dramatic irony. It's cool when we get to see Poe and Kaz investigating the First Order, but every time they learn anything, it's not new to us. They're building weapons, they've got a big secret planet killer thing. Like, yeah, we know. I totally understand that this show is for an audience that may not be old enough to see the movies yet, so it's necessary for them. Episodes like this give me just enough new developments to chew on with things like the temple symbol. It's all fine and I get it, I'm just ready to head into the unknown with these characters, and I'm excited to see that the final 4 weeks of Season 1 will be doing exactly that. But that's just what I thought of the episode, so now it's time to let me know what you thought. What did you like about it? What do you think is coming in the final weeks of the show's first season? Let me know in the comments. If you want to see my other episode reviews, check out this playlist here. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.